Hey, what's up guys? This is Marcy again with another review for you guys of this lovely Toshiba laptop, the Portege Z20t. Let's see what this brings up. Maybe its first surprise is it actually a laptop? So stay tuned. So, is it a laptop as you think it is? Well, no, it isn't. It's actually a hybrid. Whenever you get the word of hybrid into anything, it always sends me into a bit of a panic because normally means it doesn't quite do one thing or the other quite as well. In this case, I have to disagree. I think that Toshiba have hit the nail on the head in a healthy balance between a tablet and a laptop and merging the two together. So I'd like to go through the actual aesthetics of the machine itself first, and then the input, the device input like USBs and stuff like that, and then underneath the hood what it has, and why finally finishing with some slides of the video, what it can do, what it can't do. So if we go first from the left hand side of the device itself, you'll find that you have a Kensington Lock, a lock for the actual detach mechanism for the screen, which is good. I'll explain that in a moment. A full-size VGA port, a bit old but necessary. Full-size HDMI as well. These are good news, particularly for your business. You'll want to be running on HDMI and VGA, especially if you're going to run dual screens. On the right-hand side of the device, however, you do have a lot more ports. These ports being two USB 3.0s, that's nice cool blue. You have a full-size RJ45 Ethernet port. It's also gigabit, which is good news as well. Two light indicators, one for power and the other one for activity. And then a power port. Great stuff. Following on from there, we have another power port, micro USB, handy, micro HDMI, again very handy, micro USB 2.0. Unfortunately, that's not the same speed as 3.0, but to be fair with you, that's more than enough. Again, power indicator and battery indicator, volume rockers, and then power port. Now you're wondering, hold up a second, there's two power indicators, one on the screen and one on the base. Well, that's actually because Toshiba has been very clever. They didn't just use this base here for the keyboard, they've actually used it as almost a docking station, and it includes a battery on it. So according to Toshiba, this has a battery life of up to 17 hours. Now I've used it, and I can guarantee there is 12 hours in it for sure. However, 14 hours, 15 hours of average use sounds a bit far-fetched, to be fair with you, but it's possible. I just didn't test it to that extent. Also, so the power charge ports means that you can pull the tablet side of things out and use it without worrying about not being able to have the docking stations to charge the device. You can just charge it straight up. Great stuff. So if we now look at the other parts of the machine, trackpad is great, multi-touch, great stuff. Don't really like this blue little ball in the middle like you have on the Lenovo's. I've never used it, I've never thought of any use for it. I also find it difficult to understand why you'd have right click and left click duplicated on the same trackpad, but hey, it works for some people. For me, it doesn't. I think it's a waste of time. The keyboard itself is nice, tactile, feels reassuring, well built, which is something that tends to be left behind whenever you see a device like this. The screen, on the other hand, I don't have many things to complain about the screen. The screen is 1080p, it's a 12.5 screen, 12.5 inch screen. But you can see that obviously if this was a more expensive device, you would have had a much thinner bezel, giving it a much more nice finish to it. What you also will have is a non-glare screen, which a lot of tablets tend to kind of miss out on. And I think when you're handling this device on a regular basis, you'll probably start finding your fingerprints there being very frustrating. What I will complain to Toshiba, and it's really doesn't understand, I don't understand, is so you want to say your device is Energy Star compliant, great, and you want to tell us that you have an Intel Core M CPU on it. Don't put it on the tablet side of things, put it on the docking station. This just looks silly over there, those two stickers. But what does it have underneath the hood? So it's got an Intel Core M5Y51 processor, which basically runs a 1.1 and a turbo boost of 2.6 gigahertz. That's not bad. It's not a 4K editing type of processor, it's not a gaming processor, but then again, I don't think this device is ever meant to be that way. In terms of actual RAM, it's got 4 gig of RAM. It's soldered on, so this is going to be on the tablet and not on the docking station, which is a great shame because 4 gig nowadays for Windows 10 it's adequate, but the moment you start opening a few tabs, things start getting a little slow. In terms of the actual resolution, is obviously, as I mentioned, is 1920 by 1080p, the full 1080p resolution, which is a great addition. We have full wireless with all the standards of 802.11ac, A, B, G and N, which is great stuff. Dual band wireless provided by an Intel chip. Again, that's good stuff. And all this comes in packaged in a nice little moderately sized device, weighing in at 1.5 kilograms. The tablet alone weighs about 700 grams, which is nice. It's about on par with what a Surface will be in terms of weight. The screen again is multi-touch, so it's very, very good. Front-facing camera, I couldn't quite find what the actual resolution of it was, but here's some video that you can see of what it looks like. Rear-facing camera though, 5 megapixel with autofocus. My opinion of either of the cameras is not remotely close to what the Surface will offer, what the iPad will offer, or even your smartphone. But then I'm not expecting that you would be doing photographs or full-time photography with this device. This is more of a make-do sort of scenario. So given that it's a touch screen, what you'll also find that we have a stylus or a well, it's a stylus basically, but what it's much better than most other touch screens is that it's got palm rejection, which you find that 9 out of 10 times the stylus you get bundled don't, so you can't actually draw on it. I've used it myself, it's responsive, it's generally quite good. Is it on par with the Surface? No, but guys, you got to remember the price point here is miles away. This is probably about 50% cheaper. So Toshiba is thinking that there will be challenging the likes of Microsoft with this and the iPad. I think they may be onto something. This is a great device, great battery life, usability. Is it as good as a Surface? Well, no. To be fair, if you're not expected, and not at this price point. Is it as good as an iPad? Well, no. Would I buy it? Of course I'd buy it. I mean, if you are hoping that use this as a machine where you can work and type for many minutes without stop, without getting too cramped, without worrying about your type cover not being responsive enough, perfect, full keyboard. If you're worried about too many ports and worried about having to buy an additional dock or something like that, again, this is perfect. It's got it all inbuilt here. Means you won't need anything else. Like £160 worth of dock that doesn't work really well. You've seen me rant about this before. Check out my Surface review for you to see what I mean by that. Is the hinge, I think the hinge on this is quite durable, which is good. It makes it feel reassuring. It's got a nice locking system, easy to do. It's a two-hand business to unlock and lock. The tablet on its own is great, it's light. Aspect ratio is probably a little bit too aggressive. I think that if it was a bit more square rather than the 16:9 aspect ratio that the screen has, you probably would find it more comfortable to use as a tablet. But then it wouldn't be as good as a laptop. So overall, I'd like to say that I think price point around the £500–600 mark, this is definitely a winner. Upgraded mine straight to Windows 10, which is no point being on 8.1 Pro. We all move into Windows 10. Windows 10 is just better. Just do it straight away. Don't waste any time with 8.1, just go straight to 10. It's free. You're running out of time, by the way. At the end of this month, it'll be done. The lock mechanism is locked by another little rock on the left-hand side, which you have seen on my video, reel there. It locks the unlock mechanism for the tablet. So it means you can actually pick up the device from the screen and not worry about it detaching itself. That's a nice way of doing things, but actually mine was selected when I first got it, so I didn't understand why I couldn't unlock it, but maybe I was just not paying attention. Overall, guys, thank you for watching. I think this is a great little machine. So guys, do I think this is a great device? Yes, I do think it's a great device. I think it's well worth £550, £600, whatever the retail price is. That's the prices that you probably will find that you'll be able to get. Great integration between the two worlds, probably the best execution of both. You know, nice tablet, nice docking station, and I'm calling it docking station because that's what it's more like. It's got battery in it and all that. Great battery life, decent screen. It's a win-win. So, for me, it's a thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. As always, keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep commenting on the comments. Check out my other videos. From your support is what I'd like to move on to other stuff. Keep an eye out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next one, guys, much love. See you guys soon.